Let's cross over to one of our top stories. Now, Bloomberg's been told that Donald Trump's national security advisor, Michael Flynn, has resigned over his contacts with the Russian ambassador to the United States. It's been an ongoing story, ongoing concern. So joining us now on the line from Washington is Bloomberg reporter Craig Gordon. So, Craig, just give us a sense here. Again, this was largely anticipated in terms of turmoil. Again, the resignation might not have been. Just give us a sense of what, the magnitude of the setback here for the Trump administration.
Yeah, this is big. We're barely 3 weeks into the administration, and already they've had a major loss at a key position, national security advisor, which is obviously the closest advisor to President Trump on issues of terrorism, national security, even the border comes into play there. Michael Flynn came into this job as a highly regarded general. He had run the Defense Intelligence Agency at the Pentagon, worked for Barack Obama even, and was thought to be quite highly qualified. But he did get himself in a jam with these conversations with the Russian ambassador to the United States, where it appears now he did talk about the sanctions that were leveled by Barack Obama and hinted that perhaps Trump would lift them. That's a big no-no.
Right. So, Craig, tell us about the implications, the broader implications, because, of course, Trump's just closeness with Russia has been in the spotlight for quite some time now. So what does this mean for the Trump administration going forward and its relations with Russia?
General Flynn did decide to resign on his own, but I do think this will give the Trump team a chance to try to reset the relationship with Russia. As we all know, a lot of Democrats think Donald Trump is a little too cozy with Vladimir Putin and would like him to tone that down. This may be a way for Trump to kind of get out from under that a little bit and say, he is going to try to get on the straight and narrow in that way. He does have the man replacing General Flynn for the time being is Keith Kellogg, again, another highly regarded, three-star general coming in, retired. He had been running the National Security Council on the staff level. Now he'll be doing the job himself for a while. So Trump has some good people around him, and it really is a chance for him to try to make a break from what has been a very, very distracting and messy situation regarding General Flynn.
Speaking of a messy situation, what are the implications of this latest development in terms of the confirmation hearings for some of the other outstanding nominees, in terms of moving forward as an administration on its feet?
Sure. As you know, Steve Mnuchin was confirmed tonight by the United States Senate to be the Treasury Secretary. And as of right now, it does still seem like President Trump will get the nominees that he wants in most of the key positions. There's one other for Labor Secretary, a man named Puzder, who's had a little bit of a problem with the Democrats and even some people in his own party. That nomination's held up. But so far, Trump is doing very well in getting the team around him. Look, this is, on one hand, a way to maybe move past this distraction. In another, it puts a little blood in the water. Democrats have been saying Trump has surrounded himself with unqualified and, frankly, even some shady folks. Flynn has now had to resign under a bit of a cloud related to his relationships with Russia. That is surely going to embolden the Democrats to call on Trump to answer a bunch of questions. What is he going to do with Russia going forward? Who is the person he's going to replace in that job? Why does he surround himself with so many people from Wall Street at a time when he said he wouldn't? So I do think Democrats will be emboldened by this move tonight, even as Trump, clearly in accepting Flynn's resignation, decided he really had no choice but to cut him loose.
And Craig, what do these latest developments tell you about the cohesiveness of the Trump administration right now? Because we had just heard from Kellyanne Conway that Flynn enjoyed the full confidence of the president.
Yeah, look, anybody who's observing this, again, we're barely 3 weeks in. Usually a presidential administration would have a great deal of message discipline, everyone sort of singing from the same songbook. In the space of 1 hour tonight, we had the president's press secretary say Donald Trump was evaluating Flynn's future in the administration. Kellyanne Conway, a senior communications advisor, saying he's doing fine. It's clear in that case Spicer and Conway were not on the same page, and I do think that put on display what we have been hearing about a lot here in Washington, that there are splits inside the administration. There are camps forming already. This is common in White Houses. Usually in the fourth and fifth and sixth year, they start to, sort of pair off against each other. To have it happening barely 20-some days in is remarkable. I also do think it's a notable, you might say, win for Mike Pence, the vice president. A lot of people were questioning if Pence had felt that Flynn had lost his trust, would Trump sort of back his vice president on that? It appears in this case that he did. So Donald Trump has a lot of headaches on his hands. He's got to fill a national security advisor job. He's got warring factions inside his party, and he's got Democrats Democrats, as I say, perhaps sensing he's on his back foot and going on the offensive. It's going to be an interesting way to see how Trump gets out from under this.